Out of nowhere, my sister's event planner rang. Your family removed you from the guest list but kept your $60K deposit. Furious, I demanded she terminate all the contractors. She hesitated, saying, "Ma'am, that's impossible. You're the owner of every single one." The call came while I was standing in the lobby of the Grand Meridian Resort, staring at a wedding seating chart that no longer had my name on it. "Ma'am, I don't know how to say this," the event planner whispered, "but your family has removed you from the guest list." I actually laughed because it sounded so ridiculous. Removed me from what guest list? Your sister's wedding. The words hit me like ice water. Excuse me? They said you're no longer welcome, but they also instructed us to keep the $60,000 deposit. People were walking past me with suitcases and coffee cups, completely unaware that my own family had just stolen from me. You kept my deposit? Technically, yes. My chest tightened. Cancel everything. The venue, the caterers, the flowers, the orchestra, the transportation. Shut it all down. She inhaled sharply. "Ma'am, that's impossible." "Why?" There was a long silence before she said the sentence that made the entire lobby disappear around me. "Because you're the owner of every single one." My hand froze around the phone. "What did you just say?" "The venue management company, the catering group, the floral supplier, the transportation service, and the entertainment agency are all subsidiaries of the same holding company, and according to the corporate records, you own that holding company." That was the moment my sister's wedding became my revenge. 3 months earlier, my family had treated me the way they always had, as the quiet, practical sister. Vanessa, my younger sister, was the star. She was beautiful, charming, and convinced the world existed to applaud her. When she got engaged, my parents transformed into a royal court. "This wedding has to be unforgettable," my mother kept saying. "People will be talking about it for years," my father added. Vanessa wanted a luxury destination wedding with imported flowers, a live orchestra, celebrity chefs, and a custom-built reception pavilion. "The initial budget is around $60,000, she said casually over brunch. "I assume you can help?" What none of them knew was that my hospitality investment company had quietly become worth tens of millions. I rarely talked about it because my family either ignored my achievements or treated them as convenient resources, so I agreed to cover the deposit. My father actually patted my shoulder. "Good girl." I was 34 years old. At the first planning meeting, Vanessa introduced everyone. "This is my fiancé, Daniel. This is our wedding planner, Celeste. And this is my sister, Emma. She's helping with the money. Not paying the deposit, not funding the event, just helping." Every meeting became another opportunity to dismiss me. "You wouldn't understand luxury aesthetics," Vanessa said. "Let's leave the creative decisions to people with taste." When we discussed seating, she announced, "We're putting Daniel's business partners at the family table." "Where am I sitting?" I asked. She didn't even look up. "Table 14, the family table is full." My mother nodded as if that were perfectly reasonable. The clues were there if I had wanted to see them. During a venue tour, the general manager rushed over the moment he saw me. "Ms. Carter, it's an honor." I interrupted him and asked him to call me Emma, but Vanessa rolled her eyes. She loves making friends with staff. Another time, the catering director personally delivered a revised menu to my office. "We wanted your approval before finalizing," he said. Vanessa snatched the folder from his hands. "You should be asking me. I'm the bride." He looked confused for a split second. 2 weeks before the wedding, my mother called and said they needed to talk. When I arrived at my parents' house, Vanessa and Daniel were already there. Daniel cleared his throat. "Some of my business associates are flying in from overseas, and we need your seat at the family table." "You already moved me to table 14, I reminded him. Vanessa crossed her arms. "Actually, we think it would be less awkward if you didn't attend at all." The room went silent. "You're uninviting me from the wedding I'm paying for?" "Don't make this dramatic," my mother snapped. "The deposit is non-refundable anyway," Vanessa added. "Consider it your gift." My father avoided my eyes. No one looked ashamed. They genuinely believed they could take my money and erase me from the celebration. I left without arguing. As I walked out, Vanessa laughed and said, "See? I told you she'd be too spineless to fight back." That was their first mistake. Back in the present, Standing in the hotel lobby, I finally understood why Celeste sounded terrified. "How long have you known?" I asked. "Since the contract stage. Your sister told us you preferred to keep your ownership private." Vanessa had assumed I was hiding my success out of insecurity. In reality, I hid it because people changed the moment they learned about it. "I want a boardroom meeting in 1 hour," I said. "Invite every vendor involved in the wedding." When I entered the conference room an hour later, more than 20 executives stood up. Venue managers, catering directors, floral designers, transportation supervisors, entertainment coordinators. All of them. Then the doors opened and Vanessa walked in with my parents and Daniel. She froze. "Why is everyone standing?" I took the chair at the head of the table. "Sit down." They thought I was speaking to the vendors. I was speaking to my family. The chief financial officer slid a folder onto the table. Ms. Carter requested a review of all contracts. Vanessa looked annoyed. "Fine. Review them quickly. We have a tasting appointment." The CFO opened the folder. As majority owner of Carter Hospitality Holdings, Ms. Emma Carter has full authority over all subsidiaries involved in this event. A pen dropped somewhere behind me. Daniel blinked. "Majority owner? That includes the Grand Meridian Resort, Elite Catering Group, Ivory Florals, Premier Transit, and Symphony Entertainment," the CFO continued. My mother's face went pale. "Emma, you own all of these?" "Yes." Vanessa laughed nervously. "Okay, funny joke." The CFO turned the folder around. "These are the corporate registration documents." Her smile disappeared. "You removed me from the guest list," I said calmly. "You kept my $60,000 deposit, and you told the planner I wasn't welcome at my own properties." No one moved. "So here's what happens next. Effective immediately, all contracts associated with Vanessa Carter's wedding are suspended pending fraud review." Vanessa shot to her feet. "You can't do that." The legal director spoke for the first time. "Actually, she can. The deposit was paid by Miss Carter personally. The attempt to exclude the payer while retaining the funds constitutes a contractual issue requiring investigation." Daniel's face drained of color. "Fraud review? Our attorneys will determine whether misrepresentation occurred," the legal director replied. Vanessa turned to me. "Emma, don't be ridiculous." "No," I said softly. "Ridiculous was thinking you could steal from me." Everything collapsed within 48 hours. The venue suspended the wedding date. The caterers halted food orders. The florist canceled imported shipments. The orchestra accepted another booking. Then Daniel discovered something worse. His overseas investors had planned to attend the wedding, specifically because it was being hosted at my flagship resort. When the event was suspended, they started asking questions. Questions led to financial audits. Audits led to irregularities. Irregularities led to investigations. By the end of the month, his company had lost 2 major investment deals. Vanessa called me screaming, "You've ruined my life." "No," I replied. "I just stopped financing it." A week later, my parents came to my office. For the first time in my life, they looked nervous around me. My mother twisted her purse strap. "We didn't know," she whispered. "You never asked," I said. My father stared at the floor. "We thought you were just helping." I was, until helping became being used. I didn't yell. I didn't insult them. I simply informed them that the deposit had been returned to my account and that I would no longer participate in the wedding. 6 months later, Vanessa finally got married in a small banquet hall. No orchestra, no imported flowers, no luxury resort, no celebrity chef. Fewer than 80 guests attended. Meanwhile, Carter Hospitality Holdings opened its 4th international property. At the ribbon-cutting ceremony, a reporter asked how I had built the company so quietly. I smiled. Being underestimated can be a very profitable strategy. I later heard that Vanessa still tells people I sabotaged her dream wedding. Maybe she believes that. But the truth is much simpler. She tried to remove me from a celebration that existed because of me, and she learned a lesson that day. Never steal from someone without first finding out who they really are. Have you ever been underestimated by someone who had no idea who they were dealing with? Tell me your story in the comments. If you enjoyed this story, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more revenge stories every week.